And it's funny too, that it seems like bassists didn't really get into this whole thing of, the cut. Only us guitarists.
I'm passionate, man. I'm a tech guy too. I love keyboards. I'm just like him, man. I'm also passionate about synthesizers. I'm passionate. And I want to set up a rig like that too. But I haven't had the opportunity yet to spend a good amount of time experimenting and testing and things like that. But of course I want to.
I think that for them, the risk is greater.
I have an X3 Live, for example, from line 6, which is the most digital I've managed to get into, like messing with something. But
for the bass, man, there are some low-end regions that you can only get with the air moving beside you. So when he says he's using headphones and has an amp beside him, what he's actually hearing from the bass is exactly what makes it like the bass drum of a drummer. The guy is playing drums and he's wearing headphones. He has the drum thrones that vibrate like a rug, right? There's the rug, because that's what makes the difference that we work with. Because in the low-end region, we don't hear it right.
So are you going to take it possibly with the Mini or Cortex?
Man, I'm going to take anything but an amplifier.
Don't do that.
I will, man. I will.
Sold. You're sold.
Man, I already sold my console along with Guthrie Govan. Did you see?
I saw that him. Yes. He said, yes, I sold my soul.
And another thing, dude, I'll just say the sound of the guitar is psychological. If you turn up the level enough, for those who are here, it's already something else. The problem with the guitar is if you take the best amplifier in the world and turn it down, the guy won't know if it's digital or analog. Now, then we went to see Lucaten. I didn't see Lucaten, but I loved it because the guy is the owner of the ensemble, man. He had 2 Helios there. Man, when he did, you can see there's a hell of an engineer and a really loud amp there. Of course, that's something only the owner of the ensemble has. Hish will let...
No, you said something right, didn't you? The owner of the gig is something else, right? You're following. It's because I told you. That one thing is, I rely on the Fender. Yeah. You always like the hot rod, right? But you have to have a hot rod. You arrive at a place. A tube is bad.
that doesn't exist in Brazil. It doesn't exist in Brazil. When we start working at a high level, going on tour with Javan, the back line is all ours. It's different. Now, I have a saying, for example, I've already been scolded of playing at the Blue Note, taking a selfie, and the guy says, man, the Arctic System showed up, in your selfie, you use the Aguilar. I say, man, but I'm using the DR strings that are yours. I'm using the Lakeland that's yours. I'm using the Tony Hammer on my pedal that's yours. I'm using a lot of things that are yours, and inevitably that day will come. I'm going to play at a festival there in BC. I'm going to Europe with Javan, 100% with Aguilar all the time. You have to understand that old artistic talk again. You have to be flexible in your approach because many times it will be lacking. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. So if he wants that, he's going to have to give me some money so I can pay. The cost of this is on me, which is the excess baggage fee to ship, which is what I'll have to do to carry it with me all the time. I need to have some money to keep this moving along with me? No, there isn't. We work like this, this, and this. So we'll have to swallow certain things and not have them. In this case, having digital equipment like this, it already ends, right?
To me, all of this is nonsense. What matters is the music. Really, no one will know if it's digital, if it's analog, or about the amplifier. That's nonsense that already, and now, even more so, because what there is, did you see the Edge's gear at the Sphere? I'll send it to you. I just got it set up. The guy opens it like this. He's not using an amplifier. Cacto, right? No, he said like this. No, he's using these little pedals here because he loved the sound. Only universal audio. Another thing. The guy says, no, but he lives inside. It's nonsense. The sound of the guitar, man. It's not that. After you put the microphone, the sound becomes harsh. those who understand, who do this every day, know one thing is the amplifier here on the side blowing air. Look at how crazy this is too. You put the microphone, you went behind the speakers, you don't know you play, and you don't know. That's why when the guys do the A-B of these camps, nobody knows because it's no longer the amp here on the side. Now, an amp the way it used to be with KT's style, I want that. If it's possible to do that, I would love it.
Look at how crazy this is. You see that? The Ed is far from being a guitarist, being compared on a shelf of guitarists, right? Like Alan Roseworth, who we are talking about, right? He doesn't fit into that category.
He has sound.
But what is his importance to the global guitar sound?
Much greater indeed.
Look, man, look at how much you have to play to be important for where you're being called to be, right? What is your role in your job and what does that represent, right? This is something I've always talked about too, especially related to national products, right? That there is a, wow, playing with a national instrument, right? Man, there was a time he produced, Chiu, a DVD for Yomir Deodato, which we recorded at the Cecilia Meireles Hall through Biscoito Fino. And I used the Meteoro, man. Oh, kickback from Meteoro. It's there, recorded.
Is it fine?
Good?
No kidding. It was good indeed.
Of course it was. And by the way, but at that time, I only use national instruments. I was using Zaganin, made entirely here, with Santo Angelo strings, SG, and Meteoro. I was 100% Brazilian industry. I'm very proud of it.
And I didn't even know, I don't remember, being told at any point. And I produced the album. The album is really good because what matters is the music, folks. It's not the guy who spends too much time on this is because he's not focusing on the music.
And that's what I wanted to say too, because nowadays, national products have much more advanced know-how than what we had back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. So are there good national equipment, good national pedals? Are people making good stuff? Yes, a lot of people. The problem is that we still have this bad place of being rude, right? Of poor education. An understanding of what this represents. The guy looks at you. If you don't have the right gear, you don't play in the band.
I heard someone say on your podcast that some producers didn't think it was cool if you showed up with the instrument like this or that. I don't know any good producer who takes that attitude.
That's very much a gospel thing. Kind of gospel singer. Yeah, because that comes from a lack.
The country musicians in Sao Paulo also have a bit of that, you know. The countryside has it.
I think a lot of the lack, the guy who wants to be on stage, obviously there's the quality side of a branded instrument, but there's also a lot about feeling secure, right? The guy has this here, it's guaranteed to sound good.
No, the other day we were talking, the other one has, I don't know how many guitars. No, Leo has 30 guitars. The other one has so-and-so. The other one has...
Leo has 30 guitars, Leo?
Ask him tomorrow. Fabio Lessa has, I don't know how many bass guitars. Another one has, I don't know what. Another one has a bunch of stuff. How many bass guitars do you have, Marcel? I have 3, a fretless, a 4-string, and a 5-string.
But you're a minimalist in that sense. And another important thing you just mentioned, bassists don't care about that. But guitarists, we're kind of crazy. I think we guitarists are like 5th graders.
Wait, let me just say something. To avoid any misunderstanding, it's one thing to need a mandolin, a cavaquinho, a steel string guitar, a nylon string guitar, a 12-string guitar.
No, we have 5 strats.
Exactly, that's it. I would never have 4 or 5 identical instruments.
No, man, my guitarist friends, they're at the same 5th grade level as I am, the vast majority, and it's because we have fun with it.
No, but when it comes to effects, I think you're the most obsessed of all. For effects, you're the most obsessed.
But I'm obsessed. Actually, the thing is, for me, they are tools.
No, but he can't see it at all. I'm a little obsessed. Oh. That's what he tells his wife. This is a tool, honey, you know.
She understands.
Yeah, it's a tool.
But it really is a tool. I do the same thing with all that. I now have one set up like this, another like that, one for the back, another for the arm.
That's right. That's right. And the sound will always be the same. The unnecessary doesn't need it, right? The unnecessary collector doesn't need it, right?
No, there's the guy who buys everything that comes out.
Yeah, no. No, I only buy when something good is released.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're not the one who buys everything, okay? But a little bit in the category, a little below. Almost everything.
Almost everything category.
Almost everything.
Man, my dream is to have a guitar that I plug in and it already comes out with everything from the fractal or the quad. Just plug it in because I can't stand carrying stuff anymore. For me, it's been a struggle.
Your dream is to open a door in a wall and come out on the other side in a music store?
The problem stuff is solved. You've got the mini man.
Yeah, man.
A little thing this size. But you're also going to take no pedals.
I don't know, literally.
You have to, man. If you do that, just take this one.
I'm thinking, if I can do a show with just it,
You're going to show off.
show off.
You're going to make people upset, but you're going to show off.